It is time to check in with today's update in Elko City News today. So pleased to feature our Elko City Manager Jan Baum in advance of the regular City Council meeting today. Jan, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Lori. It's been a little bit, I feel, but I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the program with the various department heads. We heard from Annette Robinson, our city clerk, last week. We've talked to Dale Johnson, the assistant city manager. I think it's important because that way listeners get, the full spectrum of the different departments and perspectives of how they're managed and what the priorities are, Jan.
Oh, great. Yeah. And I think that really the directors and the management group at the city, our intention with that is to provide some education and, if anything, just where to go if you have a question. So hopefully we can provide some direction and guidance if people need it.
ElkoCity.com, that is the website. You can watch the meetings online there. Today's meeting will be at 4 o'clock today, Jan. But it has a lot of information. So does your social media page, and that's also a good place. I noticed there was a reminder there today about what to recycle, because Elko Sanitation does pick up. There are two different cans, the trash, and then the blue is the recycling, and I'm sure you get a lot of questions about that. So.
Absolutely, and Elko Sanitation has a really good partnership with the city of Elko, and I think they do a good job.
So good to hear. So that if you have any questions about what to recycle, you want to refresh, you can go to the city's social media Facebook page and you'll find a listing right there. So for this afternoon's meeting, Jan, there is going to be a presentation from the police department, and we aren't going to get into their presentation. It's their year-end report, because Chief Kyle Ward will be on the radio with us with Sheriff Aitor Narvaeza on Thursday. But we just want to
wonderful.
Yeah, they're going to come do their joint show together.
So Chief is he's at his 6-month mark. So not only is it January and the beginning of a new year, he's also already been here 6 months, which is amazing. And he just brings so much structure and guidance to the police department, and he's just doing such a great job. And so I'm excited for him to highlight his accomplishments and where the department is going and where he has taken it. And anyway, so excited for that. And I just can't believe 6 months have gone by already.
I can't either. It feels like we were just sitting in council chambers when he and his wife and their adorable kids were being introduced to the community.
Swore him in.
Yes.
And so I know it went so fast. And so anyways, we're just excited to have him, and excited to have him at the council meeting to give his presentation on what he's done and what his intentions are going forward. And then I think that we're already coming up on another First Tuesday.
We are.
He has implemented that, and he's done a great job with it. And the Tuesday this week is right away. So, or this month, February 3rd, which is the first Tuesday. And so, he's preparing for that. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen it yet because I just got back from vacation, and I'm not quite sure what he's presenting yet. But first Tuesday on the 3rd, please join us. I think it's still at the airport, and it's a great little event. It's so educational.
It is, and I think the topic is veteran services.
Oh, great.
And then you can also ask questions. So it's kind of an open forum. There'll be a formal presentation, but then you can ask questions of police, first responders. It's a great opportunity, Jan.
Absolutely. And that I agree, Lori. It's just a great opportunity. If you have questions about how the police do something or why they do something, or, it's a great forum to do that in. And that's his intention, is to community outreach and being seen in the community. And so please come if you're interested. It's 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the airport on Tuesday, February 3rd.
Jan Baum is our city manager and our guest today here on Elko Live as we're going over agenda items for today's regular meeting. That opens at 4 o'clock today. And as you were mentioning the police chief and the good work he's doing, I think that's evident in the possible approval. We have an agreement coming before the council on the police officers, public safety officers, their I guess it's their negotiated contract, right, Jan?
Yes. So we're excited to have that on the agenda. And we have come to an agreement. It's a 1-year agreement. And so we will be in negotiations again in February, actually. And so, but this was it set the ground for, what's to come. And I think that it'll go very well. And, we appreciate our police department and our patrol officers and our detectives so much, and they do a lot in our community. And so looking forward to working with them.
Yeah, that'll, as you said, kind of set the stage for February's negotiations. This collective bargaining agreement is retroactive to July 1st, and then they'll finish up that year in June. But getting right to work on the next contract.
Getting right to work. And then the next meeting, there were just a few, it wasn't anything major, just typing, whatever, typographical changes for the sergeants. And so they will likely be on the next agenda. And so both of those will be all buttoned up, and then we'll just head into the next year.
Sounds great. Also on the agenda, when the council meets in regular session, you do the typical business, the warrants and the hand-cut checks, that kind of thing. There's going to be a negotiation to purchase. This is great. We get to have more than one art piece in time for America 250.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said 250, so I don't have to say the other one. And and we want to get that done, right, by the summer and before America's birthday. And it'll be great that there'll be 2 pieces of art. And so the city of Elko is doing the agreement with the artist. But actually the Elko Chamber of Commerce is covering the cost for that piece of art. And so it'll be really nice. They came to the art advisory board, and it was tight. Like, everybody wanted both. And so I'm so thankful this worked out.
Yeah. And thanks to the chamber for footing the bill. As you said, it's about $9,500, but it will be a permanent installation in downtown Elko commemorating Nevada and America 250. So
yes,
that's great.
And the other one will be built by the GBC students, which that just gives me tingles. I think that's an amazing thing for to have on display down in the corridor as well.
Yeah, they'll have it's the welding students and the others who are collaborating on that. They're going to construct a large-sized, I think it's the U.S. Constitution. So, and then you can, and it's kind of an interactive piece too. So looking forward to more details on that.
I know, I'm excited about that. Yeah, the sun shines through it in different ways, and some of the wording will be that you can see through it. So it'll be nice. I'm excited to see what they come up with. I'm sure right now what they have is just a drawing, but as they put it together, they'll figure out how it's really going to look.
We'll see how it comes together.
Absolutely.
Talking with Jan Baum. She's our Elko City Manager, in time for the regular City Council meeting that opens at 4 o'clock today. You can follow along online, elkocitynv.gov, or you can be there, in person at City Hall, which is always great. There's just one more item under new business before we get reports from individual council members and the mayor and all the department heads, but the approval of the city's ad valorem tax rates. And I guess the good news is there are no changes.
There are no changes,
yes.
Exactly. And so if there were changes, obviously we would need to ask council for those, but per the NRS, the ad valorem tax rates are due to the state by the middle of February, I think, every single year as part of, and really it's what kicks off our budget process. And so we're kicking off that process, and we'll be sending out budget packets to all the departments beginning in February, and Julie Davis will be a busy person.
Yeah, she really is a busy person, always keeping on top of this. So, yep. So, and then that kind of rounds out the regular meeting. It's going to be quick and short, sweet, to the point, it looks like today.
Yeah, it's pretty short, and I was a little thankful for that because I was gone on the day, on vacation, the day that they put the agenda together, and of course, still watching it a little bit just because that's who I am, and so I was glad to see that it was a little bit shorter, but it's got some good items that we're excited to get through.
And then a couple of things that we can kind of revisit. Before you went on vacation, Jan, you were able to accommodate a visit from Skywest Airlines. The Delta connection, the service that they provide here in Elko is crucial. And there was a presentation at council, and I thought maybe you'd want to bring us up to date on your impressions.
Absolutely. So that was a great visit. And so I have only been with the city for about 6 years now, a little over. But Jim Foster has been here a lot of years, and in his tenure, he thinks he remembers one other time that Skywest came to visit. So it was big for us to have Skywest here, and that we were important enough of a community for them to visit. And so, and then it was perfect timing that at the same meeting, we had the MRG for council approval for the midday flight. And really the good news with the midday flight and continuing with the return overnight flight is that we added that flight for the midday, which was 4 flights a week, and continued with the return overnight, and we really didn't drop in our load factors. And so that was great. And we're still paying Skywest quite a bit to come, but that SCASD grant that we were able to secure, which is $400,000 a year for 2 years, and we're a half a year through that. And so that really helped us secure that midday flight. And our passengers are just growing and growing, and we need to thank the community for that. And, I just keep hearing as I visit with people or just listening to people, always check that flight. Flying into Elko is not always way more expensive. And I understand if you have a family and there's quite a few of you and you check it and it's $500 a ticket, I get it. But somebody just told me the other day it was $100 more or $100 less. So always check that flying into Elko. I flew into Elko from the vacation that I just took, and it's so nice to come home from a nice big vacation and just drive 10 minutes home. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's so much better than getting in the car and driving for hours. And so, but we had a really nice visit with SkyWest. They are confident and have a lot of faith in our community. And Annette Kerr actually helped us. They came in a little later in the day than we had anticipated, but Annette Kerr was able to give them a nice tour of the E-Center and the conference center and show them how full it was, because of course we have ART going on at their facility, and just show them that we aren't a sleepy little town. We're pretty busy. And so it was good information, and it was a good visit, and so we're pleased with SkyWest and their reaction to our community.
And we still have, as you mentioned, the minimum revenue guarantee. How is the Flight Alliance of Northeastern Nevada going, Jan?
So the Flight Alliance is a nonprofit organization that is primarily our mission or vision is to maintain and possibly expand on air service into Elko Regional Airport. And we're going pretty good, but our outreach to our private companies in the city, not in our catchment area, we need to work on that. So we have reached out to a few companies, but we're now visiting about going a different, kind of pivoting and going a different way with that. We're trying to do a lot of education as to why the Flight Alliance of Northeastern Nevada is important to our community, and keeping that flight is important to our community. And right now, with gold prices are now over $5,000, which is unbelievable. I didn't think I'd ever see that, but with gold prices over $5,000, and our little airport is really hopping, and it's important that we bring not only businesses and people who work for businesses, but also our leisure travelers in and out of Elko Regional Airport. And so That was a long answer, but the Flight Alliance is doing good, mainly because we do have partnerships with Elko County and Lander County and, in the city of Elko. And just recently, we received a membership from Orla Mining, which was great. They are such an amazing addition to our community. And, we're also excited that they are going to be in Elko County, and they just have a great team, and they see the importance of flying local and having our Elko Regional Airport right here in Elko, servicing, Eureka, Lander, and even a little bit into Humboldt County. So we have a really large catchment area.
Yeah, it's nice to see Jamie Donovan from Orla has really shown great leadership in her role, not only at the mining company, but certainly at the Elko Area Chamber of Commerce, and filling those needs and creating awareness, because that's part of it too. In order to sometimes make the ask, people have to realize that there's a situation, right? If we didn't have Flight Alliance of Northeastern Nevada, the minimum revenue guarantee, and then the grants that we have, we simply, it would be so difficult to hold on to the air service that we have.
It absolutely would be. And, and 2 years ago, we were thinking we were going to lose the air service. And so we are maintaining it and growing it. And I'm a believer that the Flight Alliance of Northeastern Nevada was key for us to get the SCASD grant. So SCASD is Small Community Air Service Development, and that grant helped us get that midday flight. But one of the requirements for getting that grant was to have a public-private nonprofit organization set up to assist with promoting air service. So
yeah, it shows that there's buy-in.
Absolutely.
It's important to
by the whole community.
Yep, the whole community, not just the medical, higher education in general. There's so many reasons to take flights, obviously, but industry. And then if we can get our flights connected, hoping that our local lawmaker, Bert Gurr, can help us with that in the next legislative session, which isn't for a whole other year, but
it goes fast,
It
right?
goes really fast, but we have the mechanism in place now. We just need the funding, the financing to start working on and see if Skywest wants to expand to help push those flights. They're a regional carrier, but we need flights to and from Reno, to and from Las Vegas, so we can connect our state.
Absolutely. And actually, interesting enough, we ran into Bert Gurr with Skywest, and so it was the perfect scenario.
Yeah.
We had just been talking to Skywest about the possibility of a Reno flight and how important that would be to our community and how everybody asks for that, and it's just a real need. And then we turn around and there's Bert, and Bert says, "When are you guys getting us to Reno?" So it was actually perfect, and so it spurred a good conversation, showing that it wasn't just the city of Elko asking for that, and that that it would be important to our whole community.
Right. So stick around. More to come. We're going to keep talking about this. We've been talking about it, and we won't stop talking about it until we're flying to and from. So
it'd be so amazing.
Wouldn't
because
it be?
Yeah, it's just a lot of time, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's and then that way those visitors can come here too, and we can share with them all that we have to offer, whether it's amenities or the business connections, certainly. So I think
absolutely, just like Cowboy Poetry, right?
Yes.
This weekend,
they bring in extra flights.
Absolutely, yes. And actually, this year it worked out with Cowboy Poetry that there are 2 flights on the beginning and at the end of Cowboy Poetry. So they didn't have to add a flight this time, I don't think. But there are 2 flights on Thursday and Friday, and there's 2 flights on Sunday and Monday. So it worked perfect for getting people in and out. And but it would be great if people from Reno could fly into Elko or people from Vegas into Elko for those events.
Right, because the road is so long from those places into Elko.
Absolutely.
Jan Baum is our guest today. She's our Elko City Manager. Did want to put in a plug too, Jan, for the Real ID beginning February 1st. you have to have that to fly even in and out of Elko Regional Airport.
You absolutely do. And if you don't have one, they will allow you to fly, but I believe it's a $45 charge to TSA in order to fly without your real ID. And so they've been really prompting us on this for how many years?
Yeah, a long time. We've had lots
Probably
of time.
5 years.
Yeah.
And so I do know people without their real ID, and so just know if you don't have that real ID, you're going to have to pay a $45 fee for them to process your ID.
Yeah.
But you can fly, so that's good.
That is good. And if you have passport or some other forms of acceptable ID, that will continue to work from what we also understand.
I believe so.
Yes. But
I believe so. And our airport, Jim Foster was just telling us this morning, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but he was just telling us this morning that they're going to start working on getting the ability to process the pre-check for passengers that want to get the pre-check, is that what it's called? The pre-check?
It is, through TSA. Right.
Yes.
It's a huge time saver.
It's a huge time saver.
Yes.
And so if you, they don't have it yet, but they're working on getting that to training and equipment or whatever to be able to process the pre-check IDs or whatever, certificates or whatever those are. And so that you can do it right here at Elko Regional Airport, which we all know that's why we're the best airport in the United States, is because we're so simple.
Yes.
And, and that's another thing is if you drive to one of the bigger airports like Reno or Salt Lake or Vegas to get on the plane, you're going to wait in those long lines and go through all of that security, and it's just a lot more simple in Elko.
Yeah, I had high hopes for Salt Lake International because, having traveled through there for many, many years, so with the improvements, it's even more difficult. I mean, I hate to say, I know they had to expand, but there's even more transportation. The parking is outrageous.
Oh, right.
Oh, my goodness. So that's just another reason to factor into your plane fare to, and from Elko.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the parking is right there. You walk 3 minutes to
I know.
I did that. I left my car in the parking, and
Yeah.
it is $10 a day, but it's so much less expensive than Salt Lake or any of the big airports.
So there we are talking about our very own Elko Regional Airport. And again, thank you, Jim Foster, for all the work you do. We'll look forward to reporting on the latest accomplishments in 2026. Oh, I don't think I got to mention on the show, we reported in the news, Jan, but I don't know if you knew Chris Jensen, but he was a former Elko Regional Airport manager, and now he's at Reno Tahoe as the interim manager.
Interim manager, yes. He's doing great.
Isn't that great?
I do not know Chris Jensen, but of course I've heard of him a lot.
Yes.
And, so we were lucky to have him.
Yep, by reputation. But I thought that, that was pretty exciting news. So let's move on to the swimming pools, big ribbon cutting. I'm hoping, and I don't know if you know, do the kiddos get to jump in the pool?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, I don't want to suggest it. I guess I need to call Rusty. I should text him. Let me see.
You should. You should ask him for sure if children should wear their swimming suits to the grand opening or ribbon cutting, or if it's a dry, if it's a dry ribbon cutting, or if it's a wet ribbon cutting. I was just over there, just walking through because we've been looking at a few things, and all the chairs are set up in the gymnasium, and so that must be where they're going to have some of it. And the water in the pool is so beautiful, and it was nice and toasty warm in there. Ooh. And the kid pool and the slides, they just look amazing. And so I think that I'm just excited for our whole community, and excited for everybody to come in and take a look at it. They did an amazing job. Yeah,
everybody. I have not been inside, so I'm going to send this text to him, see if he gets back before the show ends, because that would be super cool. But even if not, I'm sure it's going to be open really soon, Jan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have high hopes that it'll be open soon, and it did. Yeah, like I said, that all the chairs were set up in the gymnasium, and the gymnasium floor looked so beautiful, and it's just so bright in there. It's just a happy place.
Oh, and that's what we needed. Nevada Gold Mines Recreation and Aquatic Center with the ribbon cutting, which everybody is invited to Thursday, the 29th, 5:15 at the brand new pool, which you can't miss it. It's right behind the old pool.
Right at the corner of Golf Course Way and Cedar, I believe.
I think that's, I think that's right. Yeah.
Right there by Johnny Appleseed Park. And you can't miss it. It's blue and white and it looks beautiful. I'm really excited for the public to see it. And I'm more excited for people to use it.
Yes, definitely. A lot of amenities. And we'll talk more about that. So I'm sure in the days to come. But that ribbon cutting is this week if you want to be on hand for that.
Thursday night at 5:15. And then on the downside, I'll just say it.
I know.
There's no need for you to call anymore to see if the Sno Bowl is open. We get calls every once in a while. Is the Sno Bowl open? No, there's no snow. And it's we're coming to the time where we really are going to have to start pivoting and looking at other stuff. So we're pretty sure the Sno Bowl, unless we get like 2 feet of snow tomorrow, which I don't see on the forecast, we will not be opening the Sno Bowl this year. James Wiley said that I think it's next week. He's already having his spring sports meetings, and they're just starting to look at spring sports and different things like that. So it really does look like the Sno Bowl will not open this year.
Yeah, and that is sad. I mean, it's a beautiful amenity. It's a community project, Jan. There is contained in the master plan, or I guess I should say the capital projects for Parks and Rec, a pole barn for there. But like you said, might be time to pivot a little bit. I mean, because this is the second year in a row, right?
Second year in a row that we don't open it. And it's just a lot of work for our Parks and Recreation, especially James Wiley. He spends a lot of time up there. I believe in early to mid-December, they have a big safety training up there, and they have to get a hold of all of the volunteers that help, and ski patrol, and just all of the things, and then you hurry up and wait, and then
no snow, right?
And then they
don't they don't get to teach lessons and do all the things.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So, so you're right. It's the second year in a row that we haven't opened, and it really does. I just want to announce that it really does look like we won't open this year either.
All right, Jan. Thanks for the update. It is sad. It's Elko Sno Bowl, and we'll hold out for one more year. There are, however, summer activities that happen. There have been off-road, dirt bike races, that kind of thing. So, it's not as though it's going to be mothballed. It's just we don't get to ski.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly right. They've had, and I don't think we've had that for a couple of years either. We had the motocross race up there. I think they wanted to give the track a break. And which is fine. And then mountain bikes, they're welcome to go up there as well. But we only operate the lift during the Sno Bowl unless it's a big event and it's prearranged.
All right. Thanks again for the update from Jan Baum, our city manager. And then we have some time, so we just want to remind this is the time of year to renew or actually apply for your business licenses, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I had forgotten because I was out of town that Lynette was here last week and probably filled everybody else in on that. But yes, annually, the clerk's office sends out business license renewals, and it's important to pay those, and it's important that we have them because we make sure that our businesses are safe for our community and and following the rules and things like that. So I just wanted to mention that. And then another thing that I wanted to mention is that Annette told us today in our director meeting that there is now a form online if you want to do a public records request. And I believe it's under the clerk's office and maybe frequently asked questions. But anyway, there's a form there, and I think it'll just help with clarifying exactly what people need and what information they need and why they need it. And we're happy to get all the information out. We're very transparent. We do not hide information. But Annette, I agree. I think that it's a good idea to have a standard form to fill out so she has all of the information that she needs to find the information that the person in the public needs.
All right. So if you're requesting public records, go online, elkocity.com, and then find the City Clerks tab, and then you can drill down to make that public records request. Sounds really...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Jan, for your time today, obviously. And the City Council will meet in regular session at 4. I guess there is one more thing I could mention.
Oh, go ahead.
Just that filing opens. We have mayor seat and 2 council seats. So it's coming right up. People don't think about this, but March 2nd through the 13th, and that's it. 2 weeks filing period.
Absolutely. And you can walk into City Hall, and the city clerk will help you with that, with filing. Or I believe there's some forms online that you can fill that out and bring those in or get them into the clerk's office as well. But you're right, there's 3 openings. That's a lot.
Yeah. And we'll be talking more about it as the future arrives.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And then I had one more announcement. I just got an email on Monday. Representative Amity, we had put in for a $2 million water tank with the funding bill, and we were awarded that. And so we actually received approval from the representatives and the Senate, and so I believe that is official. And so I just want to thank our Representative Amity and our senators, Rosen and Masto, for assisting us with that. And it's an important project. It'll be a water tank on the south side of town where we need one. And so exciting project for next year.
That's great news. I'm so happy that we can help remind people that there's still work to be done, and there's still work being done in communities, large and small, and in the halls of Congress.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. They are working for us, and we very much appreciate it.
So I didn't hear back from Rusty. So
oh, darn.
I don't know. I wouldn't wear your swimsuit just in case. I don't know. Maybe you can wear it underneath or something, but I just think it would be so fun. And there'll be another opportunity to watch kiddos jump in the pool. It's just that they have been waiting for that opportunity for so long.
I'm sure there are so many children that are so excited.
Yeah.
And if they can't jump in, they can at least walk by and look at it.
That's right. Their toys, big
there's
slides.
Big slide. And then in the children's pool, there's a water feature. And
it dumps water on them, right?
I think so. I know. I was
so.
Walking by today, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh. But yeah, it's just a really, it's a dream come true for our community.
Jan Baum is our city manager. Thank you, Jan, for being on the program today. We really appreciate your time.
You.
Thank you, listeners, for joining us for today's Elko Live.